any other religion in this country. We know about the systems, the way it works. If you say a word against any other religion, you will be in trouble. You will be at risk in terms of your job. But Christ, church, like that. Because I think, I'm not saying we should resist or fight against it. This is an anti-Christ spirit. Simple. Therefore, our fight is not with flesh and blood. This is going to increase. Therefore, spiritual warfare. We have to put the weapons of spiritual warfare. And you need to show unconditional love to these enemies, that Jesus love your enemies. At the same time, give sharp, clear-cut message wherever you are. You need to define who you are and why you believe in it. It happened in Harvard, in circles, we discussed. I made it very clear. They know that I'm a Christian. When I had one more, I'm a practicing Christian. You be careful. You say that will offend to my faith. You should speak out. Then we will be careful. But Christians normally say, who cares? No problem. No. You need to be salt and light to this generation. Otherwise the darkness will take over. When the light comes, the darkness will go. That's the only way. How to discipline daughters without Bible? Well, without Bible or incentive or using the law. Can you explain?
Without bribery.
Bribery? What do you mean?
Without giving it offer. Without giving it incentive.
What do you want to do then? He said, don't do anything how you can treat. Impossible. You have to do something. You just love them. Can you explain the question a little bit? That helps. I think I'm missing something in that question.
Well, it was with respect to young.
Small kids.
Yeah, small children. So there is a notion that if you start giving them incentives for everything, they kind of get into the habit, and for every positive thing they need to do, you have to give them something. It's also like an Indian private system. So not training them to respond to positive patterns when you give an external influence or something. Doing it in a more natural way, and also sometimes they are not behaving. In India, we use the rock. So without doing any of these, what are some strategies?
The bribe and the reward is two different things. You know what I'm saying? Bribe is behind the scene to get things done, illegally, appropriately. Reward is just the opposite way. When they accomplish something, you give it. Bribe before, you have to give them. If you do this, I will give you. No. The reward works only after they complete it. What's that? Yes. That's a very negative way of getting things done. Because sometimes we work with small kids, we're careful, but at the end of the day, for example, if the child is asking for some toys every week, then there's a problem. I would say, okay, I will consider every 3 months. It's a compromise. It's not a compromise, but children need toys, right? No, I'm not going to buy toys in this home. That's a rigid, stubborn, authoritarian parenting. Yes. Yes.
Once you realize that, you know how to
Manipulate.
they are smarter than that.
That is how it should be, right? Just kidding.
So what kind of discipline is age appropriate for toddlers?
I think I given the 10 tips to handle with but there are children with behavioral problems. You need to be a little careful. I deal with that quite a lot. Not all children you can. Some children are just give them milk and food, they'll be all right. There are children give always crying, fighting, yelling, all kinds of things. You have to look at sometimes behavioral problems. Some children have autistic issues, mild, and parents don't understand fully until the age of 3 or 4. Discipline is not going to work with those children. You follow what I'm saying? Or children with other behavioral problems. What I would recommend is anything which is not working for a period of time, I would consult with a counselor or somewhere, a doctor, and share your concerns. Is anything going on beyond normal? Sometimes normal thing, hyperactivity and all is normal, but we did not know. I have seen many autistic children have been punished so badly in Indian homes because there is no diagnosis. Later they regret it. That there is autism, there is retardation, there is behavioral problems, sometimes hyperactivity, some boys are really hyper. Well, you don't want to break them. And the parents have to learn how to deal with them. It will be more sensitive. You should not compare your children with other children. That's a terrible mistake. You have to look at your own childhood, how you behaved. If you have a very difficult time when you are small, your children also may have a difficult time. It's a balance, right? And also you have to look at whom they hang around, their peer group, right? The church group. All this have a tremendous influence on these children. Then I will try to create an environment. You have to ask why my child is behaving like this. Is it me, my wife, or a child, or the environment? We will find some answers somewhere warming, not creating an environment. Or we are not paying even much attention to this child. We are only punishing, we are only disciplining. It becomes like a nuisance. Well, I do everything humanly possible to examine what are the issues contributing factors in this. And good parenting skills is something which you have to develop. We don't have those skills. Most of the parents are not ready for parenting when they're married. Thus, eventually they learn through trial and error methods. First child suffers a lot. Right? Second one, very healthy. Third one, very healthy. That's I have seen in many recalls. You use your trial error methods. That's why we should have parenting seminars and all this. It will help a little bit to understand how to ease the situation. But there are a lot of good books, good information available. And check with some grandmas. They have practical tips too. They handle tough ones without any psychologist. Right? Yeah. Because nurses, doctors, all these people are so busy with their